Now to the Lakers. Three-time All-Defense first-team member Marcus Smart will don the purple and gold this season. Smart plans to sign a 2-year, $11 million deal with the Lakers after finalizing a buyout with the Washington Wizards. The 2022 Defensive Player of the Year chose Los Angeles over interest from the Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks here. Let's bring back our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, how did this deal come together?
Marcus Smart wanted to be back in championship contention mode. His first 9 seasons in the NBA, the rival Boston Celtics, the rival of the Lakers, he made it to the playoffs, competed deep in multiple runs there for 9 consecutive seasons. Then he missed the playoffs. The last 2 years, I'm told he's been working hard on his body this offseason to return to the form in 2022 when he won the Defensive Player of the Year award. And so once he got permission from the Wizards to speak to the Lakers, Bucks, and Suns, his attention turned toward the Lakers. It was a close race. I'm told one thing that was instrumental in all this was Luka Doncic. He called Marcus Smart directly multiple times last week, told him how much he wants to play with him in Los Angeles. And so it was a close race. It came down to opportunity, some financial components involved in this as well, but they view Marcus Smart kind of as that Dorian Finney-Smith replacement, as the point of attack defender for J.J. Redick. And so you look at that right there. Marcus Smart joined Jake LaRavia and DeAndre Ayton as additions. And Luka Doncic played a role not only with Marcus Smart, but also with the signing of DeAndre Ayton. This team obviously has made some shifts this offseason.
And that's a little bit of a different role for Luka. It's not that he hasn't been a leader around locker rooms in the past, but making those sorts of phone calls is not something I remember hearing as much of in previous seasons. That's really interesting insight, Shams. Thank you so very much. Shams mentioned it. It's been a little bit of a different role for Marcus Smart lately. He's played a combined 54 games the last 2 seasons. He's been under 50 games played in 3 of the last 5 seasons. As you can see right here, a steep departure from his time with the Boston Celtics. Perk, you know him well from your time with Boston, around Boston. How do you see him impacting this Los Angeles Lakers team?
Oh, hell of a pickup for the Lakers. Look, the Lakers they haven't had a defender like Marcus Smart on the perimeter since Alex Caruso. And I understand, like, the last 2 seasons we haven't seen the best version of Marcus Smart, but let's keep it real. He's been playing for no reason. Now, when you get back to what Shams alluded to, being in on that title team and playing for something at the age of 31, Marcus Smart is going to be the best version of himself. I had a point in my career before I was on legit title contenders, where a team where we lost 18 games in a row. And I walked into the arena, I walked into the practice facility, and I lived my life every single day knowing that we were going to get our ass kicked. But once the tables was turned and we made a trade for Kevin Garnett, we made a trade for Ray Allen, and we became legit title contenders, my mindset changed, and all of a sudden it got more professional off the court. But they got the best version of Kendrick Perkins on the court. We're going to see that with Marcus Smart in the Los Angeles Lakers.
And we've certainly seen that from Marcus Smart in past years with the Boston Celtics. It's the last couple of seasons that have been a little bit of a drought. I got to say, I underestimated the amount of Boston Celtics fans that still pour so much into that Lakers-Celtics rivalry that say, hey, we don't want to, no, Marcus Smart, we're not going to root for him anymore now that he's with the Los Angeles Lakers. And it was partly, as Shams is reporting, Luka Doncic, who picked up the phone and said, Marcus, come here to Los Angeles. Brian, what do you make of that?
Well, first off, I think you know what I'm going to say, Malika. Value. This is a key signing for value. They got him for the biannual exception. He took the buyout and is now coming at age 31 to play for the Lakers for less than his normal salary is going to be, with high motivation. But the thing that's interesting to me about the Luka recruitment was that he is definitely on the same page as the Lakers front office. I think it's key what Shams described, and I checked this out too. The phone calls. Look, I can send somebody a text and say, hey, it would be kind of cool for you to hang out with me next year, and put the phone down. The multiple phone calls while Luka was overseas, after obviously communicating with the Lakers front office saying, hey, we can get Marcus Smart, there's competition for him, can you reach out to him? To me, that's really important if you're a Laker fan. Luka working side by side with the front office, spending time, working on being on the same page. The reason that's important, Luka, I'll say it again as well, Luka has a contract extension option coming starting as recently as August 2nd. And anything that the Lakers do with their bench positions or anything like that, all of it, even LeBron's contract and his option, it's all secondary to getting number 77 into a long-term deal. And if he is working hand-in-hand with the front office on acquiring players and recruiting players, that's a very good sign about where he's looking at going forward.
Whenever Windy gets on the Windy soapbox, I'm just gonna start having my little Windy, making sure we underscore it. By the way, I'm gonna try not to take any offense to the fact that you only text me when you want to hang out. I've never gotten multiple phone calls from you, Brian. I have gotten multiple phone calls from Bobby. Bobby, all these new pieces in the Lakers lineup, how do they fit together?
Well, I think the biggest question was backcourt depth. We talked about it early in free agency, and I think with Marcus Smart, it's a lot of interchangeable lineups there. Certainly you can put him in there for Austin Reeves. They went out and got DeAndre Ayton, as we talked about Jake LaRavia. Here's where we're looking at. It's okay with hitting doubles in free agency. Everybody talks about hitting a home run. $19 million, Brian Windhorst value, right? Ayton, Smart, and LaRavia for one season here. Two of them are on buyout. Of course, we are going to be waiting on Luka. 4 years, $222 million. And I know a lot of Laker fans hit me up last night and they said, can we go out and get a 15th player? You cannot right now because of where you are under the first apron. You're $1 million below. Jordan Goodwin, who was waived as part of this, you cannot sign him on a two-way contract because he has 4 years of service. Certainly a loss, but when you look at it, if the Lakers get Marcus Smart Boston version,
right,
it is certainly a coup for them this offseason.
It goes back to value.
To join a contender in LA, the shared history that these two sides have together. 5 All-Star appearances, 5 All-NBA teams, a franchise record with the Clippers in 6 years that he had spent there prior. And he really wanted to see, can he return back to the Clippers? And this is a team full of veteran players. It's a deep team. I'm told Chris Paul very much understands his role could fluctuate night to night. He might not play on some nights, but the ability to start, come off the bench, and be a plug-and-play player. This is someone that could have a pretty impactful role coming off that Clippers bench.
Yeah, Shams, I know his role may look a little bit different, but I'm a sucker for the nostalgia. I love seeing already the clips that have been circulating around the internet of those Lob City Clippers and the thought that we're going to get to see a new version of that once again. But this time it's going to be Chris's 21st season in the NBA. Do you have any reporting to suggest that we should be thinking about this as his last hurrah?
Malika, I'm told Chris Paul is expected to retire after this season. He's going to go through training camp, go through the season like he always does, see how it goes. But his plan is for this to be his final season. He told the Pat McAfee show a month ago that he wanted to be back near his family. Now he's back in Los Angeles. He got to do just that for a potential storybook finish to a 21-year illustrious Hall of Fame career.
And it's so good to see him back in a Clippers uniform. That's going to be a treat for all of us fans. Shams, thank you so much. We're going to be talking to you again a little bit later in the show. It's hard to fathom that this could be the last run, as Shams is saying, because he went for nearly 9.7 assists per game as the Spurs veteran leader. And this is what gets me. He started in all 82 games last season. It was just the second time he's done that in his career. He also did that in 2014-15 when he ranked 6th in MVP voting. And who was he playing for? The Los Angeles Clippers, of course. As we say hello to our friends Brian Windhorst, Kendrick Perkins, Bobby Marks, it's always good to have you in studio, my friend. Brian, I am going to start with you here and talk about the fit. We're looking at an incredibly deep, if not a little bit of an older Los Angeles Clippers team. How do you see CP3 slotting in here?
Well, this was a great value signing for the Clippers. They get a first ballot Hall of Famer, really for a bargain basement contract, because he was prioritizing staying home in Los Angeles ahead of playing time and role. He could have gone to Milwaukee, as Shams mentioned, and gotten more guaranteed playing time. That's not going to be the case here. From what I understand, he's not going to have guaranteed playing time. There are going to be nights where James Harden and their backup Chris Dunn get the minutes at point guard, and Chris Paul might not play at all, which is something you've never seen from him before. He has understood that. He understands that he is going to be in that spot that he hasn't. He wants to be on a competitive team in the market he wants to play in near his family. And, look, there had to be an understanding with James Harden. He and James Harden didn't have the greatest relationship when they were in Houston a few years ago, but Harden is on board with this signing. They went to him with it first. He understands that he played the 5th most minutes in the league last year, and anything the Clippers can do to support and protect him is welcomed, and that's what this move is.
Okay, you said a whole lot of important stuff right there, Brian. And in fact, I'm most interested, Perk, in the thought that a guy who started in 82 games last season is okay with his role now be coming off of the bench. Do you think from a basketball perspective, because for his family, I am so very happy for Jada and the